Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Scourge of War Gettysburg. This is one of the first games that I played on my channel when my channel first got started back in 2012. The game was brand new at the time when I was covering it. The game originally came out in 2012, made by Norbsoft Development. It was originally self-published by Norbsoft. It is now published by Matrix and Slytherin Games. And this is a real-time tactical simulation game that allows you to play through various Civil War battles in real time in tremendous scale. It's not as pretty as the Total War games are in terms of the graphics. It uses 2D sprites, but it is a meticulously researched and a massive scale type game that's presented. The game comes with the Battle of Gettysburg here, with a number of battles and scenarios available throughout the Battle of Gettysburg. But then it has DLC packs as well, some of which are standalone DLC packs that are offered by Matrix and Slytherin, so you can just like buy one of them and just play that, or the sort of collection, or you can just sort of add them into the Gettysburg game as I've got it set up right now. The DLCs include the Battle of Antietam, and I think there's like 20-some scenarios for the Battle of Antietam. The Battle of Brandy Station, which was a cavalry battle at the start of the Gettysburg campaign. There's 10 battles for that battle. The Battle of Chancellorsville, that famous May Battle of 1863, which really was the impetus of what led to the Gettysburg campaign, the Confederacy's success there, but also the disastrous loss of Stonewall Jackson. You can see there were 20 battles included from the Battle of Chancellorsville. Apparently there's a full army battle for the Confederacy. It's only an hour and 30 minutes long, but it's May 3rd of 1863. I think... Yeah, so this is the really bloody. Actually, the day after Jackson's flank attack was the bloodiest day in the Battle of Chancellorsville. It was the second bloodiest day, I think, in the entire Civil War for the Confederacy, or for either side. It was just a slog of head-on fighting and just crushing and pushing and just a bloodshed. So you control the entire Confederate army for about an hour, 90-minute period. As the Confederates are trying to push the Union back and unite the two wings of their army the day after, when they're trying to relink the army following Jackson's flank attack. And then the Battle of Pipe Creek, which is a fictional battle where General Meade had originally looked at setting up a defensive line along the Pipe Creek line, the Pipe Creek Circular as it was known. The meeting engagement at Gettysburg sort of derailed that, but there's a fictional DLC that allows you to play 6 different battles there as well. But in today's stream, we're going to go ahead and play the Battle of Antietam. We're going to play the full army Battle of Antietam, the full Union army. So there are 2 full army-size battles that allow you to play the majority or all of the Battle of Antietam on September 17th, 1862, the bloodiest single day in American history. You can play AN-17, None But Heroes Are Left, which puts you in command of the Confederacy. It is the entire Battle of Antietam, 11 hours long, starts at 5:45 a.m., and puts you in charge of the entire Confederate army of about, 37,000 troops, I believe it was, or maybe slightly more after Hill came up. But it is just a mammoth battle, and it is a real struggle against the Union that keep on coming. And then there is a entire army battle scenario where you can play as the Union sort of during the majority of the Battle of Antietam. I think it ends in the early afternoon. Here it says it's 6 hours, starts at 5:45 a.m., so it really gets you up through like, it says all of the army gets unlocked after you score a certain number of points. So, I don't know, and it says you have 78,000 total troops under McClellan, so I'm not sure if it's really 7 hours or if it's like some sort of ratio where 1 real-life second equals 2 battle seconds. I'm not sure. It doesn't really explain that in the scenario description. But in any event, you're the commander of the Union Army over a 6-hour period of time in the Battle of Antietam, and that's what we're going to be playing today. We're not going to be doing the entire battle today, but we are going to start the battle as General George B McCllelan. The Confederate army of about 37,000 men has fallen back along the Potomac River near Antietam Creek and the town of Sharpsburg. It is the site of the bloodiest single day in American military history, and it is it's going to be a tough battle to fight here. We may have massive numerical superiority, but the troops come online roughly when they did historically, which means that we're going to get a lot of sort of piecemeal attacks, which may allow Lee and the AI to shift and take our attacks as they come. But we'll find out. I mean, our first corps under Hooker, I think, has about 10 or 11,000 troops. That's almost a quarter. That's more than a quarter of the army that Lee has in his entirety to bring to bear. And then I think we've got another 6,000 or 7,000 men under Mansfield, which will come up as well. So if that's true, then even though we might not be able to put our entire army in the field, that's almost half of Lee's entire strength that we can hit him with all at once. Now, it's all black right now, and that's because the sun hasn't come up yet. We're currently zoomed in on Major General George B McCllelan. His experience level is 9 as a veteran, but that is our character. If McClellan dies, we die in this game. The good news is, because we are playing as McClellan and because I don't have headquarters in the saddle attached to me, I can kind of look over the map and go where I need to go. So first things first, let's pull up the map. Let's go ahead and move to a different spot of the field. We'll go ahead and pause again and zoom out. We've moved over to the sort of Union right flank, which is going to let us start the attack under Hooker. Actually, what we should do is I hate that I can't select anything when the game's paused. So you can see here, this is McClellan's entire army. You've got the 1st Corps under Joseph Hooker, the 12th Corps under Joseph K.F. Mansfield, who was actually killed at the battle, the 9th Corps under Ambrose E. Burnside, the 2nd Corps under Edwin Sumner, the 5th Corps under Fitzjohn Porter, the 6th Corps under William B. Franklin, and the Cavalry Division under Alfred Pleasanton. So that gives us 6 corps to play with. We'll see if Franklin and Porter's corps are really unlocked or not, because historically they really weren't. You can see the current disposition of troops that are available to us: 9,400 men under Joseph Hooker, 8,300 men under Mansfield. That gives us just shy of 18,000 soldiers to start hitting the 37,000 Confederate soldiers. We'll just go ahead and click on Hooker here, and we should be able to just go to unit. So we'll go here. We can see Joseph Hooker's behind this whatever this is, this white building here, and it's really kind of dark. It's hard to see what's going on here. So the sun will be coming up soon, but I'd rather start getting my troops in position for the attack. So you can see here we've got some troops already in line, I believe, near the famous cornfield, which is out here somewhere, but I can't see yet because it's still dark. Yep. So this is the Miller cornfield, the 40 acres, the famous 40-acre cornfield that led to just absolute death and destruction on the Confederate left flank, the Yankee right. It's currently grayed out, which means no one holds it. The objective isn't really activated yet. So I think the first things first. Let's go ahead and let's get some of these troops on the move. Let's see here. We've probably got like a division here that we've got already in position here. So first thing, if we click here, this is a battery of artillery. A couple of batteries of artillery are back here, as well as a lot of troops sort of all in line here. What's this? 1st Brigade. Better off, why don't we look at the order of battle, and let's just go click on their division commander. So, 1st Brigade, 1st Division. Where does it say the division commander? Oh, division commanded. Whoops, my bad. Abner Doubleday is commanding the 1st Division, so we'll go to him. He's back in the rear here. I forgot how difficult it is to sort of manage the initial attacks because of how dark it is in the early morning hours. So I think what we'll do is we'll just send our troops forward. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring my artillery forward here first. So we'll have them form up here. Going to go ahead and take command, I guess. Well, we don't need to take command of the battery commander. So move our artillery forward here. And then also unlimber. So those 2 batteries are going to move forward. Good number of guns that we're going to be moving forward here to support. Did Doubleday actually invent baseball, or is it a myth? T. Wallace wants to know. I believe it's an urban legend. I don't believe it's true. Now, some of Doubleday's troops are off facing the Nicodemus Heights, where Stuart's cavalry is located and Confederate artillery is located. I'm going to keep these brigades in this direction. I think this might actually be the Iron Brigade. No. It's Hoffman's brigade. The Iron Brigade's somewhere around here. Robert Anderson. Is he Robert Anderson of Fort Sumter fame? Let's bring Ransom's battery of artillery forward as well. I should have moved them and then unlimbered. I think I accidentally unlimbered them first. So I'll move that artillery forward. So I'm going to try and form a massed battery here on the right flank toward this cornfield over here. There's some other troops behind these woods. The wood line was historically a very famous, was it the East Woods that was historically famous where it was fought over? We're also going to have, let's move this battery of artillery over here too. Might be overcrowding that line. We've got some supply wagons. Abner Doubleday, his 3,300 men are going to hit first. Move him further forward toward where his men are located at. Captain John A. Reynolds' artillery battery will also move over this way. This is a lot of guns that we're moving up. What's over this way? Is this the 2nd Division back here? Or is this more artillery? More artillery. All right, let's bring these guns forward also then. Not sure they're going to be able to see anything yet. It's still a little bit early. We haven't really spotted the Rebs yet, although you can see it's starting to get a little bit brighter. Our visibility is starting to get a little bit better. So with that said, you don't have to command every unit, by the way. One of the great things with this game is it really does allow you to not micromanage, where you can give brigade or division commanders control of units so that they sort of do things on their own. Let's go ahead and move these guys forward in double line. I am going to take a little bit more of a direct role. Hey, here's the Iron Brigade, the Black Hat Brigade under General John Gibbon. So we're moving 2 brigades forward in double, and then we're moving 1 brigade forward in single line. That's going to be in reserve. We'll try and hit the cornfield with a 3 brigade front, or 2 brigade front, 1 brigade in reserve. Meanwhile, we're also going to start moving troops up through the woods. So we've got troops already in position over here. They'll need to advance to support the flank. The woods will be nice too, because it'll be better, more cover. So it's going to be Seymour's brigade, about 1,000 men, big brigade. Move these guys forward here on the flank toward the edge of this cornfield. I just turned the trees off a little bit. Move these guys into the woods as well. 2nd Brigade, 2nd Division in support. And then these guys, Hart Stuff's brigade, will also move forward. They'll be a little bit in the cornfield, and they'll be a little bit in support. Let's actually put them in double line. They'll mostly be in the woods then. So our troops are moving forward in column formation. And this is the 2nd Division. This is Ricketts' division. So we'll move Ricketts, the division commander, forward. So we've got about 6,000 men in motion right now. And a good amount of artillery. All right, so these troops are all moving. I know it's not super exciting yet, but hopefully we'll give you some interesting stuff to watch here. 2nd Brigade, 3rd Division. So the 3rd Division is just in the rear of the 1st. Where's the other brigade under these guys? Okay, so this brigade over here. 3rd Brigade, 3rd Division, 2nd Brigade, 3rd Division. So this is about another 1,500 men. I think these guys are also these are 1st Division elements. So we don't have our entire 1st Division in motion. We've got 2 brigades guarding the flank. I'll probably advance them against the rebel cavalry once I get a chance. Meanwhile, you can see these troops here have taken this objective. So we've taken the East Woods. Brigadier General Truman Seymour has taken the woods. His troops are moving through it. He'll start getting score down here. Right now his score is 0 of 0. But as this counts down, you'll see it'll count down to 0, and then we'll get some points for it. So the Rebs must have pulled out of those woods then. Oh, shit. He just lost. He didn't get any points. That unit moved past it? That's silly. Let's move this regiment back here. Move him over here. Why did this just give me a 20-minute counter? All right. Do I have to detach these guys so they don't... so they don't move with the rest of their unit? All right, in any event, those troops are moving forward. Dynamite Boom Boom, thanks for the follow. Okay, so let's move 1st Brigade into these woods. We've spotted some Rebs out this direction. So we'll be in the fight here before long. Iron Brigade's going to move up that way. 1st Brigade's moving up in reserve. So we're advancing on a 2-division front by the looks of it. The artillery is in position as well. Going to move these guns forward a little bit further, just to get them into the fight. Not sure they can see anything back where they're at right now. Doubleday, you stay with your boys. Again, you definitely don't have to do this much clicking and micro when you fight. Just the way I'm fighting right now. I'm also going to move the 3rd Brigade, 3rd Division off to the right to extend our line here a bit into this rocky terrain. There's some woods over here, which I presume the rebels are going to put some troops in. So I'm going to move some brigades over here into the right. George G. Meade, 3rd Division commander. So these boys are under him, aren't they? Yeah. Where's their commander? Yep, over here. So we're going to move Meade. Meade's division's going to move off to the right. I'm actually going to take command of Meade because I want to make sure that he doesn't countermand those orders that I'm giving him. So we'll move Meade up with those troops as well. Meanwhile, the Rebs are coming. The Rebs are coming. We can see them forming up here. They're advancing on the cornfield here. Oh shit. Thought we had the objective. Here they come. All right, so let's move this brigade here. Is this where's the commander for this brigade? It's over here, isn't he? It's Christian. All right, we'll advance him over to the flank. Maybe we can overlap them. Apparently he's currently the one on the objective. What happened to Simmons? Well, or Seymour. He moved further forward. He's going to fall off that objective point, so we'll move. The way the objectives work is a little bit frustrating sometimes because it's like you got to park an officer on top of an objective with some troops. Nope, you're not going to disregard my orders. You're going to move where I tell you to. Okay? Okay. Why are those batteries moving to the rear? I didn't order you back there. We're going to take command from you as well. Is that what we're going to have to do? Oh boy. My troops are getting all swirly here. They're not listening to my orders. We're going to move you in double. Take command of you as well, sir. I don't like taking command at the brigade level because that can be a little bit problematic because a lot of times the AI is good at making sure they don't get flanked and other things like that. But I do want to advance in a cohesive front, so I'm kind of doing it now. Meanwhile, you can see these troops are engaged over here. We've got multiple regiments firing into Rebs here. They're coming up with a big regiment over here trying to flank our line. I don't know why. I thought I ordered... Didn't I take command of you, sir? I'm confused. Why are you... 2nd Brigade, 2nd Division. This is 3rd Brigade. Hey, jackass. Go support those troops. Don't let them get flanked. Alright. So you can see here the cornfield is starting to become a bit of a mess. You can also see the Rebs are forming up in the open here near these woods over here. These might be the West Woods, I'm not sure. Okay. Alright. Where's Doubleday? Doubleday's around here somewhere, isn't he? In any event, you can see here there's a large rebel formation moving here forward. We also have some other Rebs that are nearby. We're trying to engage here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I don't have Seymour under take command, so he's maneuvering as he sees fit. He's got one regiment up here that is on a fence, so that's good for defense. Meanwhile, you can see they are scoring more than they're losing. That means they're inflicting more casualties than they're taking. But they do have several rebel regiments to their front that they're basically engaging. Now, the 107th is also engaging what looks like the 13th Georgia that's coming up here. And then we've also got some troops in the woods here that are going to fire into the 13th Georgia's flank. So these Georgia boys are going to take some damage here as they move into this cornfield. We've got a large number of troops, though, that are sort of pouring in here. We've got 2 regiments here that are flanked, but our own 13th Pennsylvania Reserve Bucktails are firing into the flank of the 4th Georgia, so they're doing a little bit of damage here. So it's all a bit of a cluster at the moment. All right, we've driven this Georgia regiment back, firing into their flank. They can only take so much. Meanwhile, Gibbon's Iron Brigade is holding firm. Let's move these guys over to the flank on the double. Okay. Trying to see if our artillery's engaged. It looks like it is. Most of it, anyway. We've got a good line of sight for our arty here, firing into these Rebs here. It looks like they're moving a whole division up over here in this direction. We're going to advance these guys just a little bit further into the woods. Just so that way if these front regiments do get pushed back, we'll be able to counterstroke. We should still be in range of Alright, we're going to move the 2nd Brigade forward as well to extend our lines so they can't flank us with these new regiments that are coming up. There is a very large rebel regiment over here, the 3rd North Carolina, sitting on the flank as well. I'm going to go ahead and move these guys in this direction so they're behind that fence line here, so they can refuse that flank. All right. You can see some shells here have exploded on the ground. Artillery's coming up, infantry's coming up. The Rebs are pushing real hard into the corner of this field. I don't have a big reserve line back here. It's a double line, but I might want to bring Phelps' 1st Brigade over here in reserve, where the enemy's making their push to try and make sure we hold on to this field. They're trying to jackknife us between where these 2 divisions meet. Hey, Durain, maybe you should sit back a little bit. Get behind your lines. I know you want to rally here and support the 97th New York, which is about to be in a melee here, but that doesn't look like a good strategy. JD Knights, thank you very much for the gift sub for Sean Mack, the continuation of the gift sub. Appreciate it, dude. All right, so they are trying to kind of get in between those regiments. 97th New York will probably get pushed back. Meanwhile, it looks like more of these rebel brigades here, maybe Hood's Texans coming out of the woods up here, are trying to make a bit of a push on us. So the 97th New York was driven back. 104th New York is now holding that spot. What brigade is this? This is these guys are still the Black Hat Brigade. It's still Gibbon's boys. Well, where's Gibbon? Is this Gibbon? It is. All right, Gibbon, move this brigade over here, or regiment over here, and then move the 2nd U.S. Sharpshooters over here as well. We'll move the 7th Wisconsin in here to be a close reserve if the Rebs keep pushing further forward against us. Meanwhile, let's advance Lieutenant Colonel Robert Anderson's brigade in double line. 700 men. We'll extend it a little bit. And then George Gordon Meade, your division here, so Magleton, you're going to move over here as well in double line. So we're going to advance 2 brigades on the right of this line. Might set us up to better defend. Technically, it still says we're holding this field here. We're also still technically holding the woods. The woods look like a much better proposition here. You can see we've obviously got a large formation engaged here. Let's actually, so we've got 3 divisions here. I've still got some brigades back in the rear that aren't doing a whole lot. My artillery is all firing, though. So what's this brigade here? Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman's 2nd Brigade of the 1st Division. They should reinforce the center of this cornfield, I think. In line formation. They'll come up. We'll cram more troops into that cornfield. Do we still have troops pointed out toward Nicodemus Heights? It doesn't look like it. It looks like those troops have all advanced. Or been sucked into the cornfield, I guess, is the better name. Nicodemus Heights is over here. In theory, the Rebs should have some artillery pouring into our flank, the flank of our advance. But I don't see anything. Take a look at the map. It does have rebels out this way. They can see our flank here, but our troops are kind of ignoring them. Meanwhile, Doubleday's division is engaged hotly over here. Is this battery of artillery doing anything? They are shooting. They're doing damage. Okay, well, I don't think the rebel cavalry is going to hurt us too much. Where's Mansfield and his troops? What are they? Are they just sitting back here? No, sir, Mansfield. Get your troops in motion. All right, let's get Williams' division to come up. I'll select Williams' division. Oh, geez. 1st Division? 5,500 men, really? That's like most of his corps, isn't it? We'll bring the division up this way. We'll right wheel. I can issue orders for the whole division to come up. So they'll all start moving in this way. Form up to the right. So that should get them in motion. Oh, that's me, not Mansfield. All right, so that division is in motion. Should bring the artillery as well. 3rd Brigade, 2nd Division, 1st Brigade, 2nd Division, 2nd Brigade, 2nd Division. Where's your damn division commander? Battery of artillery, battery of artillery, battery of artillery. Is it him? Well, this is Mansfield himself. Where's your damn 2nd Division commander? Over here? George S. Green, 2,800 men. All right, so Green I'm going to have form up in reserve of the cornfield fight. So we're going to move his troops here. We'll wheel them this way, put them into double line. Meanwhile, Hooker's just chilling in the back. He should be forward. He got wounded in this battle. It was unfortunate he was wounded too. That might have actually played a role if he hadn't been in allowing them to resume the attack. Meanwhile, Sumner is moving with his corps. His 2nd Corps is starting to come up as well. So you can see Sumner's corps. He's got about 5,700 men right now. That's not his whole corps. That's probably just his lead division. Is it under Sedgwick? Yeah. These guys get absolutely slaughtered. I think they took like 2,000 casualties in 30 minutes. They basically marched up with their flank completely. They basically got hemmed in on 3 sides. They didn't know where they were. They got lost, and they just got absolutely murdered. So I'm going to keep pushing on the flank. Interesting, these troops are laying down. They're not playing any role in trying to flank me. We've got 23,000 men on the field of our total strength. All right, so we've got a lot of fighting going on in the woods here. I just kind of keep turning the trees on and off because it's easier for me to follow the battle with the trees off, and you can just see the sheer size and scale of this flank attack going on here. Just look at it. Troops pouring in fire. Some of these guys are under cover of woods. A lot of the Confederates are not in the woods here, so they're a little bit more exposed. Should be taking more casualties than some of our boys. Those guys are in the open. But these guys here are in the woods. These guys are on the fence line. That's all good. That's cover for them. While the Rebs, some of them are in the woods for sure. You can see them moving forward in massed formations. They may be trying to break our lines. I need to get a better vantage point here. There's all of this artillery. I want to make sure all of this artillery is playing a role. These guys could probably come up a little bit. They don't seem to be doing anything back there, that battery. But most of my artillery seems to be doing its job. Double days, boys. We're really cramming that cornfield. They're bringing like a whole division into the wood line here. We do have an entire 2nd line of reserves back here holding the position. We're 2 minutes away from getting a bunch of points for heart stuff, for holding the woods. When you get to 14,000 points for your whole army, the entire formation of McClellan becomes unlocked. So that's a big threshold to reach. Meanwhile, we've got that extra corps under Mansfield coming up. Those 7 or about 8,000 troops. So we'll have a nice bed of reinforcements coming up. Meanwhile, these 2 brigades out here on the right, they're eating a little bit of artillery fire. They haven't lost much in the way of casualties yet. So we're going to move these guys forward here in double line. We're going to move these guys into this wood line here in double line. We're going to try and push forward here with George G. Meade's division. His 2 brigades, I believe, these are the 2 units that are under his command. It'll also threaten the flank of this line pushing toward the cornfield, but it is going to lead us into some close-up fire on these rebel guns here, so our troops are probably going to eat some canister fire. So we've got to be careful not to take too much damage. Also, we don't know if there's enemy troops in these woods here. It looks like there are. So I'd like to overlap their flank, but that doesn't look likely with these batteries over here on the right. Troops start firing at 160 yards. So that's the range at which they engage. So I can halt this regiment here at 122, and they'll start shooting at the Rebs. I'd like to get these guys up on this fence line here. It's going to give them a little bit more of an advantage, I think. So we'll double-click them into position. A little bit of micromanaging here before the Rebs come up. Looks like they're bringing almost an entire brigade up on us. They're in the woods, though. Both sides are in the woods, so it won't play a huge role. But I guess they're not on the fence line. They're in the woods still. Open fence. Okay, so we'll halt you here. Says these guys are in wood fence, but it looks more like rocks. Either way, we can halt them also. They should engage here. Whoa! They just ate some canister fire. You just saw 7 men go down. You heard that little case sound. They're a little bit further out, so it's single canister, not double. 48th Virginia's crossing right in front of these boys. This right flank attack may be ill-advised. One of our regiments is routed and running, the Pennsylvania Reserves here. You can see we can actually take a look. They've got 15 rounds of ammo left with their Springfields. They have, if we go to order of battle, this regiment has lost, where are they? 50, so they've lost, they have 93 of an original 234 men, so they lost about 140 men. Their negative 53 score means they inflicted about 100 enemy casualties. You can see the information down here as well. Not sure if that's our first regiment that's routed or not. Let's bring General Patrick Marcina's troops forward here. Mansfield should be coming up on the right, so I'm actually going to reinforce these guys, or on the left, so I'm going to reinforce these guys on the right. I'll take command of this unit also. Wheel left. Put them into a slightly better position here. Just I think we're going to eat a lot of canister, and these lead regiments are probably going to melt. The one good thing is the Rebs don't have a ton of canister ammo in their units, but they can reload with these supply wagons here. So negative 70 for this brigade, Anderson's brigade. Most of it's coming from the 10th Pennsylvania Reserves. All right, so the Rebs are trying to bring troop. Yep, they're just taking the brunt of the rebel canister here. We've got a regiment, 2 regiments back here, kind of as a reserve behind the 9th and 10th Pennsylvania Reserves. Meanwhile, still a lot of pushing going on in the cornfield here. Ricketts' division is doing okay. Oh shit, 2 regiments have surrendered over here. These are federal regiments. So it looks like the 1st Pennsylvania Reserves and the 2nd Pennsylvania Reserves both surrendered in the East Woods. Do we still hold those woods? I think so. These Rebs are in a bit of a rough spot, I would think. But they managed to force 2 of our regiments to surrender. These Rebs are like getting hit on 2 sides. They are firing into the flank of the 5th Pennsylvania. You can see they've got a flank indicator here. Well, they did have a flank indicator. Where's Mansfield? All right. Here comes Sumner, actually. Sumner's corps is coming up here, right into the thick of it. Sedgwick's division. We're not going to have you deploy that way, Sedgwick. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this first look or first episode of our series looking at the 6-hour Army scenario for the Battle of Antietam and Scourge of War Gettysburg, the Antietam DLC. This game is not available on Steam. You can pick it up over on matrixgames.com if you are interested. It does look a little bit dated, especially with my playing with most of the trees turned off, but it is a lot of fun. This was taken from a live stream from my Twitch channel just last night, and we'll probably post more episodes of this. This was one of the first games that I played a lot of on my YouTube channel when it first got going. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your thoughts down below, and until next time, as always, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.